This is 5 on your side at 10. Focused on you.
One day after the Francis Howell School Board voted to remove Black History electives from its school curriculum, some students, parents, and community leaders are demanding answers. Good evening, everyone. I'm Kelly Jackson.
And I'm Brent Solomon. Francis Howell School Board members made their decision during a heated meeting last night. New tonight, 5 on your side's Robert Townsend is getting answers from the school board president.
The Francis Howell School Board's decision to remove Black History and Black Literature electives from the high school curriculum has touched off a firestorm. Many students, parents, and community leaders call it a bad move.
I think it's actually sickening.
Ryan Fleming is a sophomore at Francis Howell North High School.
I think it's extremely ridiculous that we're taking away an elective course that people are actively taking in order to better themselves and educate themselves.
We're going backwards.
Let them learn!
Despite that fiery demonstration and hearing from fuming parents Thursday night, the board still voted 5-2 to drop the 2 Black-related electives from the curriculum at its 3 high schools. A total of 100 students were enrolled in the classes. Board members Randy Cook, President Adam Bertrand, Jane Pushkar, Mark Ponder, and Randy Harmon voted to remove the electives. Janet Stiglich and Chad Lang voted to keep them.
They didn't share what it was about the curriculum they had a problem with.
In a statement sent to 5 on your side, President Adam Bertrand said the board voted to rescind approval of the academic standard titled Social Justice Standards, the Teaching Tolerance Anti-Bias Framework, as published by Teaching Tolerance, a project of the Southern Poverty Law Center. Bertrand says he feels the national organization calls parents involved in education a hate group, and that's why he voted to remove the electives. He says many on the school board signaled to the district they would support bringing the courses back after removal of the controversial standard.
That, I believe, is just not true because they made that same promise with the resolution against racism and discrimination, and they dropped it. They never revisited it.
We are not going to back down. We are not going to allow them to continue to promote their anti-Black, anti-equity, anti-inclusion procedures.
Robert Townsend, 5 years side.
All right, Robert, thanks. So no white Christmas in store this holiday, but Mother Nature could send some rain our way.
Yeah, 5 on your side's Jim Castillo is here with your weather first forecast. Jim.
Yeah, happy Friday night before Christmas. Excuse me. So what we have is still a little bit of rain out there from system number 1. So at Lambert right now, the temperature actually went up 1 degree. In the last hour, it's still at 54 degrees. So this mild air, this warm air, even areas of fog likely tonight as that rain finally begins to taper off from system number 1. But on the Weather First Doppler radar, you can still see some green from Bridgeton to Melville, even Belleville, which had about a ½ an inch of rain today. And Waterloo had almost an inch of rain today, but at Lambert about 2/10 of an inch so far. So there's still some rain out there. It comes to an end. And there are those rain totals from that first system, even Washington, Missouri coming in at 2700ths. So weather headlines, that weather system number 1 moves east, so we're dry on Saturday, and we are warm. We're in the 60s. Then system 2 arrives late Sunday night. I'll time out that rain chance, and it's not snow or ice, but rain chance and warm temperatures coming up in just a bit.
All right, Jim. Right now, all eastbound lanes of Interstate 70 at Jennings Station Road are closed after a truck rolled over on the highway. The Missouri State Highway Patrol says there are injuries involved in the 3-car crash, but no fatalities. They say the tractor trailer's fuel tanks were damaged and leaking. Officials are investigating what caused the accident. Once the roads are open again, we'll let you know.
St. Louis police now confirming a story we were the first to break. Thursday, the department shared body cam footage to some city aldermen and to the mayor's office. It shows the moments after a police SUV crashed into a bar. But they aren't showing that video to the public, citing a state law. We checked that state law, and it says police body cam footage can't be released until the court orders it or if an investigation becomes inactive. Alderman Rasheen Aldrich says it's important for Police Chief Robert Tracy to be transparent here. So far, the chief has not publicly addressed the situation.
I still got hope in him, but, you know, for him not to even say anything on the situation, I think is a little problematic. I think, you know, with him being the leader of the city of St. Louis when it comes to the police department, his voice could be very important to kind of easing a lot of this confusion and uncertainty when it came to Bar PM.
5 on Your Side has reached out to Chief Tracy. He has not responded yet.
Today, animal welfare advocates demanded justice in St. Charles for the death of a family's pets that were under the care of a sitter earlier this year. The pet's owner, Tommy Love, says her stepdaughter, Alicia Mollering, killed the animals and lied about it. Mollering is facing felony charges for drug possession and misdemeanors relating to the pet's deaths, but Love and others say the case was not properly investigated and Mollering should face felony charges for the pet's deaths.
The charges for that small amount of drugs she had in her possession are a felony, way more serious than stabbing a dog to death, which can be a precursor to murdering more animals. And it shouldn't be a misdemeanor.
The St. Charles County Prosecuting Attorney's Office says felony charges can't be made since experts couldn't determine if the stab wounds happened before or after the animals' deaths. Some of the protesters followed a maintenance man into the closed government building. Police were called, but the situation ended quickly.
Well, Kelly, there's a social media post. It's actually on Instagram, on X, it's on TikTok, and it's blowing up.
It is, and it is encouraging iPhone users to give Siri a specific command without saying what the command does. And Allred verifies.
Tens of thousands of interactions to posts like these. Say 112 to Siri, thank me later. Let's verify. What happens when you say 112 to Siri? Our sources, the U.S. Department of State, the St. Louis County Police Department, and Jefferson County 911 Dispatch. In the comments below a couple of these posts, people are saying the command makes Siri call 911. So we came to the Jefferson County 911 Dispatch Center to try it. It's telling me there's an emergency call.
911, what's the address of the emergency?
Hi, Rich. It worked.
We were surprised. There was 3 of us standing there and we're like, okay, it really works. This is crazy.
I found out, according to the U.S. Department of State, that at least 44 countries use the digits 112 as an emergency number. But these posts tell you to try it, not knowing what's going to happen. And if you hang up on 911, it's still considered an emergency.
We call them back, and then if they answer, we ask them if there's an emergency. If they don't answer, we put it in, and the supervisor determines whether we send somebody or not. So we get a GPS location for the cell phone from the cell phone company.
Pranking 911 can also get you charged with a misdemeanor. We can verify if you say 112 to Siri, your phone will call 911. While the information spreading online does in fact make Siri call 911, the post is misleading and meant to prank emergency responders. If you see something you want me to verify and possibly warn people about, email me. The address, verify@ksdk.com. I'm Ann Allred, 5 on Your Side.
And still ahead, running out of places to go. Why those who work with the homeless are ringing the alarm now that winter is here.
Help before the holidays. A look at a job fair today for nursing home workers let go after their facility suddenly closes.
Well, winter is here, and that finds those who work with the homeless sending a strong message. Advocate Larry Rice, along with several members of the community, decorated a fence outside of City Hall this morning. Rice says the homeless aren't getting the help they've received in years past.
Winter shelters that we've seen in previous years, they're not opening like they were, before. They're not opening this year. We don't see a warming bus out here. We see lots of promises, but the homeless are left out here. The fences behind me were put up by the mayor's office to keep the homeless out of sight and out of mind.
They're calling on city leaders to do more. Earlier this month, Mayor Jones said the city increased the year-round shelter bed count and secured a brick-and-mortar alternative to a warming bus.
Today, dozens of workers who lost their jobs after a North St. Louis nursing home shut down were offered some new opportunities. Slate hosted a job fair, and former staff members at the Northview Village Nursing Home were there. More than a dozen employers were there, including healthcare services, St. Louis public schools, and other senior living facilities. Slate says they knew they had to jump in fast to support the community. Another hiring event is scheduled for next Wednesday. It's from 9 to noon at the Job Center on Market Street.
And why don't we go ahead and check back in with meteorologist Jim Castillo. He's in the Weather First Center. Jim, we saw some rain today. Can we expect more?
We did, yes, and there's a little bit out there now. It's beginning to taper off. There's still some light rain, drizzle, mist, some fog, and hey, you can see the arch. Remember earlier you couldn't see at least most of the arch, the top part there. But we still have some moisture, and eventually tomorrow, still a very cloudy day, and some sunshine filtering through or mixing in, but very cloudy and dry. But right now, even at the airport, there it is, a little drop there. 54 degrees, south-southwest wind, blowing at about almost 10 miles an hour in most spots. So the high today, 54, and that's where we're at right now. It's unbelievable. 50 for the overnight low and about 2/10 of an inch of rain at Lambert. So the low tonight, right about 50. Wouldn't be surprised to be in the low 50s outside of the city. Probably some upper 40s. And the radar shot, let's look at that. You can still see some rain, Bridgeton, a little bit of light shower activity even around downtown St. Louis to Melville and even Arnold. Widen out the shot and even looks like just east of Farmington, Perry County through Sparta and into Mount Vernon in Illinois, maybe even Clay County, our friends there. Getting ready for some Christmas holiday stuff outside as we get into tomorrow. So tomorrow, look for all of this stuff to leave us. See this dry slot right there, right before the second system comes our way. There it is right now in southern portions of California and into Arizona. There's Phoenix getting some rain there. Also Tucson, some big downpours today. So eventually, the clouds stay with us, maybe sunshine mixing in, 64 tomorrow, but dry. As we get into Sunday, 63, mainly dry. Then here comes this batch of rain coming our way as we get into especially the evening hours. Here it is, 9 p.m. That rain's already with us in the metro, stays all the way into Christmas morning. Some of that could come down kind of heavy at times, so about a half an inch to an inch of rain expected out of that. And the Futurecast is just showing this area of low pressure that will actually go right through Missouri and then head up into Iowa and keep us mild, actually, until we get into later next week. So here's the 10-day forecast. 60s the next couple of days, even Christmas about 59. And that chance of rain showers in here again later Sunday into Monday. Otherwise, lots of dry time Saturday. And then 40s for Tuesday all the way through next weekend.
All right. Jim, thank you so much.
Winter coat,
yeah.
a raincoat, I guess.
Yeah, and an umbrella, too.
Yes. Thanks so much for joining us at 10.
And now it's time for 5 on your sideline.